wow, the PTE is really changing. It's drastically changing. And in today's video, I'll be showing you how the PTE writing is going to change so much from August the 7th of 2025. Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Juliet from English Prep Class. In today's video, we're going to be seeing the recent changes in the PTE writing. So currently now, the PTE writing, you have some other tasks in the PTE writing that will help boost your PTE writing score, because the PTE writing doesn't have a lot of scores. But come August 7th of 2025, the PTE writing will be changing. Now, the PTE writing on its own can generate more scores for itself. Now, don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that some other tasks cannot add in some scores to the PTE writing, especially the PTE listening. But the PTE writing, especially the write essay, will be adding more points to the PTE writing. So currently, write essay has got just 15 marks that it's contributing to the PTE writing. Then summarize written test contributes just about 7 marks, and the entire 7 marks doesn't even go to the writing. It shares it with PTE reading. But come August 7, Pearson Test of English has just blown our minds. So I've got it all written out here, and I'm going to be talking about how you can pass the Pearson Test of English writing. Now, it will surprise you to know that PTE writing is one of my best modules in the PTE exam. Although I think I like all the modules, especially the PTE listening. But we're going to do an in-depth video today of the PTE writing, how you can get a high score in the PTE writing. So stay with me to the end of this video, and I will show you how you can pass the PTE writing from August the 7th, 2025. So currently in the PTE writing, we have the summarize written test and write essay. We also have tasks like the reading and writing fill in the blanks from the PTE reading, summarize spoken test from the PTE listening, fill in the blanks from the PTE listening, and write from dictation from the PTE listening, all contributing scores to boost your PTE writing score. But from August 7th, we will no longer have the reading and writing fill in the blanks from the writing contributing to your writing score, or the fill in the blanks from the listening contributing to your writing score. That means that we'll only be left with just 2 other tasks from listening contributing to your PTE writing score, and they are the summarize spoken test and write from dictation. So apparently, what Pearson has just done is boost your score across the writing module. You would see a task like summarize written test that would usually just contribute just few marks to the reading and writing, now contributing just a little bit more. But the write essay score has just been boosted. It has skyrocketed. Prior to this time, you'd have only 15 marks from the essay, but now we have a total of 26 marks from the essay, and all these 26 marks we go straight to the PTE writing to boost your writing score. But let's just don't jump ahead of us. Let's look at these tasks individually and see how they contribute to the PTE writing score. So the first on my list here is the summarize written test. Now you have 2 of these. Before they would say 1 or 2, but they are specific. They've said 2 of these tasks, and you'll be scored 4 marks for content, 1 mark for form/length, 2 marks for grammar, 2 marks for vocabulary, which is a total of 9. We understand that this summarize written test will share its scores with the writing and the reading module. So that means that this entire 9 scores will not be going to the PTE writing alone. However, we'll see that score for content. It has skyrocketed from 2 to 4. That's additional 2 marks. Okay, so content now is 4 marks from the summarize written test. So that's the boost from the summarize written test. Now let's go to essay. The essay would have 1 or 2. Like when you go to the score guide, that's what they would usually say. But now they are specific. They're going to be writing only 1 essay. I mean, that's so good, because someone like me, I don't really like to do a lot of essays. 1 essay is good enough, so you don't get wearied out, because you still got like other tasks from the listening and the reading module to tackle. So 1 essay is good. Now, you can see the scoring for content is 6 marks. Okay, that is from August 6th. The scoring will go from 3 marks to 6 marks. That's additional 3 marks. Form remains the same, 2 marks. Grammar remains the same, 2 marks. Vocabulary and spelling, 2 marks each. But we have a score like development, structure, and coherence jump up to 6. that is from 2. We also have general linguistic range, jump up to 6 against 2 that it used to be. So what are you going to be writing? I know that will be the next question. Juliet, what am I going to be writing in my content? How am I able to get 6 marks for content? So if you're able to address the prompt in depth, that you're able to really write a good essay, if you're able to write, like, look at the topic and develop it, like write on the topic, not just beating about the bush, write on the topic, you should be able to get 6 marks excuse me, for content. Then for the development, structure and coherence, if you're able to have a clear argument from the introduction to the conclusion, you should be able to also get 6 marks. Then the general linguistic, if you're able to use different expression to try to relate the information that they are requesting, you should be able to also get 6 marks. Now, if you haven't watched any of my essay videos, I think you should, because I talked about how to write an essay. Now, those steps are still valid. If you follow those steps I have shared in those videos, you should be able to get 6 marks for content. You should be able to get 6 marks for development, structure and coherence, 6 marks for general linguistic range, and then 2 marks for both form, grammar, spelling and vocabulary. All right, then we'll look at the summarized spoken test. Summarized spoken test is to be 1 or 2, you know, that's the first task in the PTE listening. But now they're telling you it's just 1. I mean, they're so specific that it's just 1. And if you know Pearson, they mean it. If they say it's 1, it's 1. Okay, so here now you're going to be having just 1 of these tasks. That is summarized spoken test, the first task in the PTE listening. But the thing is, this task is not just contributing points to the listening, it will also share its points to the writing. Now, prior to this time, we used to just have content as 2 marks and the other things as 2 marks. But from August 7th of 2025, we're going to be having the content skyrocket up to 4 marks. 4 whooping marks. That's additional 2 whooping marks. I hope I'm not swearing. And then we'll still have form as 2 marks, grammar 2 marks, vocabulary 2 marks, and spelling 2 marks. Now, if you're new to my channel, I guess you've been hearing me talk about form, from the summarized written test to the write essay down to summarized spoken test. Now, form is simply the total number of words they want you to write. PTE is so specific when it comes to the number of words they want you to write in anything, maybe they are writing or any other task. Okay, unlike some other exam, they will say write at least 150 words. That is, if you write even 180 words, 200 words, you're still intact. But PTE is specific. For the summarized written test, they would say do not write more than 75 word counts. Now, if you write more than 75 word counts, you're going to be losing 1 mark. If you write less than that, or if you write more than that, you're going to be losing 1 mark. The same for the essay. The form here is between 200 to 300 word count. They still maintain that number of word count. They say if you write less than 200, you lose a mark. If you write more than 200, you lose a mark. I think for the PTE essay, there's a way they break it down. There's a way you would even get 0. There's a number of words you write, you're not going to get even 1 mark. Okay, so you have to stick to their form. So you're being given 2 marks for sticking to the number of words they want you to stick to. All right, now let's look at the last task that will also boost your writing score. As always, this task has always been there. It's boosting your writing scores right now greatly, and it will also boost your writing score from August of 2025. That's the last task in the entire PTE exam, and it's called right from dictation. Funny enough, this is a listening task, but it's going to add more scores to the PTE writing than the PTE listening where it belongs. So these are the things that make me question, why is this task in listening? Okay, like I know that it has in this PTE speaking, which is answer short question. From August 7th, it's not going to be adding any marks in the PTE speaking. So I did ask in my last video, so what is it doing in PTE speaking? So this task again, right from dictation, is going to be adding more points to your PTE writing, but it's a task in the PTE listening. So why is it doing this to PTE listening? But do not joke with this task. Now, a lot of people do not make it to this task. Even if they make it, they do not finish the number of questions that are being given in this task. You have 3 or 4 of this kind of task on your test day. Now, if you haven't managed your time very well, there's a tendency that you won't get to the end of this task, or if you do 1 or 2, you will finish up the remaining. All right, so it's very important you do this task. It's very important you finish up 3 or 4 questions of this task. It's not a difficult task. So you're marked correctly for each word of the sentence you get. So it's something that practice over time will make you get a high score. So this task will be contributing more points to your PTE writing than it will be contributing to your PTE listening. So in summary, summarize written test, essay, that's write essay, summarize spoken test, and write from dictation are the 4 tasks that will be boosting your PTE writing come July 7 of 2025. I hope you're going to take this video seriously and work on this task, especially if your exam is coming on from the 7th of August of 2025. Now, this is what I wanted to share with you in this video. I hope this video will help you so you know what to do and do the right thing so you get the right score, so you don't go about writing this exam over and over again. Now, see you in my next video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and find me on Instagram at English_prep class and on Facebook at English Prep Class. Bye-bye.